Hello everyone, Gen X Fusion here giving you some gameplay commentary on Dauntless. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Welcome everyone, I'm glad that you're here with me, and I do hope you enjoy the video. So as you can see here, I'm doing some hunting at one of the hunting grounds. This one is called Ulrich's Peak, and it is one of the lower level hunting grounds in which hunters go in and hunt some of the lower level behemoths. This is a way for individuals to get their experience, their weapon experience, which also contributes to their armor resistance. Just recently, I started using the Twin Suns repeaters, and I'm slowly getting the hang of it. Now that I've been using the Twin Suns for roughly about 2.5 weeks, I'm really liking them a lot. One of the features that I like about them is the fact that when a behemoth tries to physically attack me or tries to attack me with projectiles or beam attacks, if I time my dodge just right, I can counterattack while dodging, and I basically launch a bunch of mini critical shots at the behemoth. I think it's really cool, but it does take getting used to, and it takes a lot of timing to be able to get the counterattack to work correctly. So I managed to max out my repeater empowerment skill to level 5. This was a result of me reforging my repeaters 10 times, and because of that, I now have the full, I guess you could say the full augmentation of my movement speed. My movement speed now is permanently increased by 7.5%. And I gotta admit, I noticed a difference when it comes to how quickly I move when I'm attacking, whether it's firing my repeaters or if I'm wielding any other kind of weapon. My movement speed is just that much more faster. Yeah, there is a noticeable difference. So it's a good skill to be able to unlock. And this one is specifically featured on my repeaters. The hunting grounds are divided into 18 different locations, and each one has its own level of difficulty, starting at the low levels, with the final one being very high level, level 20 and up. Each one has its own variety of behemoths, and each one has its own specialized environment.
Good to see you
They
again,
also have their
Slayer.
own special
See,
lore
we're
that
after
you
the
can
same target
explore
again.
and
I'll help you
collect
where and when I can.
for your collectibles collection.
Work quickly. Your advantage is almost gone. That's gotta hurt. There. That's where you can hurt it the most. Don't let up. Let's leave this creature in pieces. A palpable hit. Together we have slain a terrible threat, yet I must move on. My true enemy is yet to reveal itself.
One of the other features that I like about the Twin Suns is its special feature of the 8 mag bombs. When my Twin Suns are fully charged, I'm able to use a special feature called the mag bombs, and what it does is that it launches 8, I would say, magnetic bombs that attach themselves to the behemoth, And when I couple that with the instant tap effect of the Drask's Eye Lantern, and I detonate the bombs, it does some very devastating damage to the behemoth. Looking at some of the damage that it causes anywhere from 6,000 up to almost 10 to 12,000 damage on a single behemoth. So it's a very, very good special feature of the Twin Suns. The challenge with it is that you have to aim the mag bombs very, very carefully because you can miss. And if you do miss, then those are considered wasted. So you have to use the mag bombs at the most opportune times. And that can be difficult when you have a behemoth that likes to move around a lot. Like, for example, perhaps an Embermane, or if I'm going up against someone like a Malkurion who likes to fly around a lot. That can be pretty difficult. Or if you're going up against a very agile behemoth boss like Thrax, that can be difficult to get the mag bombs to attach appropriately. And it requires some very good aim, but most of all, it requires a lot of patience. I think one of the biggest changes on Dauntless, that is the most obvious, is the hunting grounds feature of the game. Before, in a previous version of Dauntless, we had what they called patrols and pursuits. And basically what those were is those were the single hunts where you would go and hunt a very specific behemoth, and you would know what element they were, if they were a shock, blaze, Terra, or if they were an Umbral or a Radiant, and you could basically develop your loadout specifically for that hunt or that patrol, for that pursuit or that patrol. With the hunting grounds, it's different because now there are multiple behemoths that can show up and spawn in, and you do not, once you complete hunting one behemoth, you don't have to return to Ramsgate. You can continue to hunt to your heart's desire and build up your experience as a result. So I think it's one of the more positive things to have the hunting grounds on Dauntless. In some ways, I do wish they would have kept the pursuit and the single patrols as well, for those individuals who still like using the former or the previous or older features of the game. It would have been good if they had kept those along with the hunting grounds. I think the more options that you give your player base, the better. Right now, I'm joining up with my friend and hunting partner, Howie, to do an Umbral 50 escalation in which we hunt Thrax. One of the things with Howie that was going on is that he had just reforged his current weapon, and so he was a lower level in his weapon experience as a result. So the challenge for him was that to do an escalation 50, he would probably be vulnerable, very vulnerable to the attacks of the higher level behemoths. And so me taking him through this not necessarily carrying him, but just making sure that he stayed alive and that he was getting experience, was very encouraging and fulfilling on my side, because having high level repeaters right now at max at level 20 and having my skills up, it really helps me to understand that having these up gives me the purpose to be able to help other people and to help them to be successful in getting experience and also in getting resources that they may need to forge or craft weapons and armor. As we were waiting for the escalation to load up, Howie was sharing with me about the escalation hunt that he was on just prior, and how his party, which was a bunch of randoms, was experiencing a lot of difficulty getting through the rounds. And so what happened was, it turned out that a number of them started to bag out and abandon him. I had asked him if they had succeeded, and he basically told me that they did not succeed. In fact, he said that he got double teamed by some behemoths, and that was basically that was all. That was the end of the story for him. So I was glad to be able to try and help him out and to get him his experience. One of the reasons why Howie was kind of squishy was because he was attempting to level up one of the prerequisites of his behemoth mastery. And basically what it is that, let's say you're hunting Thrax, for example. You have to meet this prerequisite, you have to wear a full set of the Thrax armor and hunt Thrax and defeat him at least 10 times in order to fulfill the prerequisites of this specific behemoth mastery skill. And so Howie was attempting to do that so that he could fulfill that requirement. And the power cells that he was using, were not necessarily compatible with the perks that he wanted in order to be the most effective. So the reason why he was kind of squishy was because he was just wearing a full set of Thrax armor.
These guys are playing hell with the ship stabilizers. We need to fall back now, but we'll be there to pick you up at the top of the chain.
I really hate this camera angle. The only way it appears for me to be able to fix this angle and revert it back to the 3/4 view is to allow myself to get hit. I wish Dauntless would fix this, because it's very irritating. I do not like this camera angle. Another hunting partner that I met recently through my friend Happy O Oak messaged me and was asking if he could join us in our hunting party. The person's name is Beetle. I call them Beetle because it's something short. It's actually a longer username, but I just call him Beetle for short. So I was responding back, letting him know that I would check to see if we could add him to our hunting party once we finished this escalation.
earned your pay on that one, Skipper. One more behemoth down.
Launching mag bombs on Thrax can be challenging because he moves around so much and he moves so quickly. It felt good to be able to help Howie through that Umbral Escalation 50. Now we would end up doing another escalation. This one would prove to be a little bit tougher. Now that we had Beetle in our hunting party, we prepared ourselves to do a Blaze 50 escalation. It would be quite a challenge. The reason why I made that statement was because I had noticed, I know that Beetle was not very high level, and I had noticed how quickly the poor guy went down during the first round of the Blaze escalation. So I knew that it was going to be a little bit hard on him, and that if we wanted to make sure we got through the escalation as quickly as possible, we would need to constantly revive him to keep the danger level down. Poor Beetle. He's taking a pounding right now. Honestly, I don't know what I hate more, the Styxians or the Gruk-Gruks. Both types of minions are super irritating. Lucky for me, I had the defensive revive perk selected from one of the earlier rounds. I knew that if I was going to be the one to revive Beetle, I was going to need to be able to revive him without getting interrupted from exterior influences. Thankfully, we got our escalation score up to 40 going into round 4, so we were going to immediately qualify to take on Torgadoro as a result. The only thing that we needed to do was survive the round. Poor Beetle. He was getting clobbered this round as well. I was wondering, has anyone ever seen the flying goat off to the right when you get to the top of this volcano? It was shown to me by my friend Shade Nightfall. Look for it when you get a chance, if you happen to be in this escalation. Once you get to the top of that ramp, look to the right and you should be able to see a flying goat off in the smoke.
There it is. The nastiest behemoth in this island cluster. Take it down with extreme prejudice.
Well, thankfully we got through that escalation. Even though we took some massive damage as a group, we were still able to pull it off. Thank you all for watching this video with me. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Have a good one. Hi viewers, remember to subscribe, like the video, comment, and click on the little bell to receive notifications of future content. Have a good one.